I'm Rena. One of the most thrown around words in yoga philosophy and used words in yoga philosophy is Ahimsa, which means non-harming. Sometimes it's translated into non-violence, but what's important to consider here is that it's pretty easy to say, like, well, I'm not physically violent towards someone else, but the harming aspect of it, if we shift it to harming, there's a way of understanding it from a different perspective and a deeper perspective. Because you can harm someone with your thoughts, and you can harm yourself with your thoughts. So understanding that harming has so many different layers to it, and the way that we express ourselves, if we're passive-aggressive, if we are not clear, if we take things personally, if we're offended by way too many things that we don't need to be offended by, this is how we start to cause harm to ourselves and everyone else around us. So by us being our own strong vessel, strong person within, we'll be able to understand that harming others is not the best option for ourselves. Because the person we harm the most when we harm someone else is us. So we're going to come into a pose, which sometimes usually is everybody's favorite pose, but there are people out there that actually don't like this pose at all. So regardless if you like or don't like this pose, what you want to be able to carry with yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually is the aspect of non-harming. So we're going to come into pigeon pose. So come to all fours, and maybe some of you are like, yay, pigeon. But let's explain a little bit more about how to position this without harm. You're going to bring the right knee towards the right wrist and walk the right ankle towards the left. Now, bring that right foot as far forward as you can and hold on to it with your left hand. From here, you're going to slide this left leg back. Your knee and hip might already be yelling, saying, no, thank you, this is not good. So you're going to want to sink down into the hip, and if you need to let go of the foot, go ahead. First, being able to tap into your physical body of what is in pain and what's not. If you are too much in pain, sit on your right hip, and then you can walk your hands forward. Otherwise, stay on your left thigh and come forward, but with every breath, allowing yourself to make sure that every thought you're having is a positive thought, a loving thought, and one that is supporting you instead of bringing you down. Because you can do this, you are doing this. Take 2 deep breaths, pull that belly in, and then slowly walking your hands up, lift the chest. You're going to sit on the right butt cheek and swing the left leg around, and you're going to shift your weight over to the left side, sliding your right leg back, squaring off the hips. If that transition was harmful to you, then choose a different transition. But I chose a pretty basic pose that we do in class often because I want you to be able to shift from the physical to the mental to the emotional. Square off those hips and walk your hands forward best you can. If your knee or ankle hurt here, you can sit all the way onto your left hip, pull the belly in, and breathe through the nose, close your eyes. Hold here for a few breaths. Taking deep breaths here, close those eyes. And check in with yourself. Is there something that you've said to someone else or done to someone else recently that you really need to ask forgiveness for? Be honest with yourself. Hold yourself accountable. The only way for you to grow is to be honest with yourself. You can slowly sit on the left hip, swing yourself back around, coming up to seated. And I know it's a hard thing to face when we've done things that are maybe harmful, but the only way to grow through it is to face it, to acknowledge it, and to make an action towards the positive. Admit it, ask for forgiveness, forgive yourself for it because you're just growing, and move to the next step. So if you want to learn how to apply these philosophies into your physical practice, join me for Empowered Vinyasa, where I will be forgiving you, forgiving myself, everyone forgiving each other at yogajournal.com. Join me there.